Hello, I'm Ling Xue Ling, and welcome to Sense and Sensibilities, a brand new show that's all about making the right financial choices. One of the things that any salaryman like you and me will consider at some point is quitting your job to do something else. You're tired of being employed and you want to be your own boss. Before the big bucks start rolling in, though, you'll be facing a period with little or no employment income. But that doesn't mean you have to starve. This week, we take a look at what sort of financial planning you'll need for that tide-over period, and we talk to two women who made that big leap from being employees to becoming entrepreneurs.
It's the same story for Fiona Tan. Fiona had been working in the financial services industry for 2.5 years when she decided to leave her job.
Well, when I decided to quit my job, I knew that I wanted to do something in internet marketing, but I only had a few thousand ringgit. So what I did was I wrote a business plan and I had people invest into the company. So that was the whole idea.
Financial savvy did it take?
Fiona, Regine, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Now, Fiona, you quit your job 7 years ago, but judging by your elegant suit, you've not been starving.
Well, yes, it was a decision that I decided I had to do it while I had a passion for it. So so far it's been really good and no regrets.
Now, how did you plan, though, to do this? Did you go from sort of one day to another and say, okay, I'm quitting my job?
I was all the while working for about 2.5 years, and one day I kind of realized that I had this special feeling, which was I hated my job. And I realized, oh my gosh, if I hated my job after 2.5 years, how could I do it for like 20 years or even 50 years? So I went back home and decided, okay, so it was about August 99, I had the idea, okay, if I were to change, should I change to another job or should I start something? So I had a lot of ideas. And I decided I wanted to start an internet company. But the problem was, okay, what exactly was an internet company? I had no idea what it was. So it took me about like, in November 99, I officially quit my job. So what we did was I met up with some people and we kind of brainstormed, let's do this together. Initially, it was quite easy because it was just like chatting and talking. But we realized you needed to get started. You need to know exactly how much money you need, what were we supposed to do, all the step by step. And some of the people in the group started to fall out, because it's, oh, I'm not being paid, so if I come for a meeting and I'm supposed to do this one-page thing, I have to be paid or whatever. So in the end, it was just left to two persons.
So in all of this in the beginning, you actually had no money?
Yep.
It was zero income at the beginning?
Well, of course, August I was still working.
You were still working, so it was
November,
prior to your actually leaving work?
Yeah, so I had the ideas already. So what we had to do was, okay, first I need to know, in order to start that particular business, how much was it that we required? Okay, so what we did was we did a very simple business plan. As a matter of fact, it was only 4 pages of paper. So with the 4 pages of paper, we started thinking, who would actually have money? Well, we look at our friends and we realize our friends would not probably would not be the ones who want to invest in us. So I said, okay, where would rich people hang out? Okay, business events. Social events, networking events, associations. So we went out loud, we went to meet with business people, and we could actually share, they could actually tell us experiences, and they would ask you questions. For instance, like, okay, why do you want to start this work in this industry? How will it turn out in the next 3 years, 5 years or so?
You didn't have that different an amount of money, even though you actually went through quite a bit.
Yeah, I had about 26,000 US dollars, but we initially, because we needed a website done up, and I was so-called intelligent enough to give away 22,000 US dollars. So I was just left with...
To the web designers?
Yes, and that was why they got listed. I said, okay, they must have a lot of intelligent customers like us, and I was stuck with $4,000, which was going to be for the office, to hire people, to get computers, and hopefully I get a share of my salary in it. But I realized I did not even get a salary for the first few months.
So you didn't take out any money in salary for the first few months?
No, I did not.
And you had a partner at the time, didn't you?
Yes, correct. So we were basically pulling all whatever resources we could have. Like, for instance, like free labor, as in like my mom and my dad and my brother would actually come over when we were like, moving things in. And then later on when we had the money, so we could like, okay, buy more, buy more, And we started by paying people more than paying ourselves.
That's a very interesting point. We'll get back to that after the break. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll be talking about why you can make quite a bit of money from very little money. Welcome back to Sense and Sensibilities, where we're talking about how you can quit your job and not starve. As well, cost control.
Yes, because initially I had a bigger pool that I gave it away, so I had $4,000 left. So what we did was basically we were looking at how do we get money in fast. I was not the type where I was like, okay, I would never have thought of like going back to the shareholders to get more money, because it would be very weird to say that I've just given you like 26 and you give it all away, So how do I know if I give you 50 and give it all away the next day as well? So we had $4,000, and what we did was we were very heavily marketing on the internet, because there was a good reason that we wanted to do it on internet business, because it was a 24-hour, and we were not limited to earning, let's say, like RM or Sing dollar. We could actually sell things in US dollars, and we were very lucky. In just about 3 months' time, we managed to cover everything that we spent. We got about 20,000 US dollars in just 3 months' time. So that was a very good way for us.
What if you hadn't, though, been able to get that money in? What would you have done?
Okay. Probably the first thing I would look at is I would definitely look at what type of expenses I could have cut. If I had not already cut, okay, that would be one of the things. And I would definitely seek advice from probably my parents, especially my mom, because my mom is a financial executive, and she's been dealing with like $1 million items for her bosses and for years, and she was the person who was always putting me on a leash and said, no, you should never buy this and then. And I remember one of the weirdest investment expenses we did was when we moved into our first office. My other founder, he was shopping and he found a fountain, and that weird-looking fountain, yes, a water fountain. And that water fountain cost about 3,000 ringgit. Without asking, he spent 3,000 ringgit on that. I was like,
wow, you really needed that for the business.
Yes, I was like, wow, 3,000 ringgit, or whatever. We could actually have like 1.5 person, I could pay for the salary. What am I supposed to do with a water fountain? Well, definitely no way.
Regine Fune, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you.